Today we're going to discuss Aspirations for Enlightenment. This is from the Awakening of Faith in the Mahayana by Asvaghosha Bodhisattva. There are three parts to this. One is aspiration for enlightenment through the perfection of faith. Two is aspiration for enlightenment through understanding and deeds. Three is aspiration for enlightenment through insight. All Bodhisattva, they aspire to the enlightenment realized by all Buddhas, disciplining themselves to this end and advancing toward it. Now let's look at aspiration for enlightenment through the perfection of faith. We must have faith in our true nature. We call it suchness. We need to cultivate three kinds of mind. One is the mind of straightforwardness, to correctly meditate on the principle of suchness. Suchness is also called emptiness. It is the essential nature of reality. It is only through delusion that all things come to be differentiated. If one is to be free from delusion, then there will be no appearances of object regarded as absolutely independent existence. Then we know what's emptiness. That's suchness. So correctly contemplate on it. Two is the mind of profoundness. There's no limit to the joyful accumulation of all kinds of goodness. In our nature, we are perfectly endowed with all the excellent qualities. Number three is the mind of great compassion. We naturally have great compassion. We wish to uproot the suffering of all sentient beings. So this is our Bodhi mind, who we really are, like a precious gem that is pure and bright, but is now marred in impurities. Now we need to polish them with expedient means. There are four expedient means. To have the mind of straightforwardness, we have the fundamental mean. This is the basis. We need to meditate on the fact that the essential nature of all things is unborn. It's emptiness, so we can divorce ourselves from deluded view and we do not abide in the samsara. On the other hand, we do not abide in the nirvana. We know everything is cause and effect and it doesn't get lost, so we need to cultivate our great compassion, practice meritorious deeds, and to transform all sentient beings equally. A bodhisattva do not abide in samsara and do not abide in nirvana. They actually abide in the suchness, which is emptiness. To have the mind of profoundness, we have two means of stopping evil and means of increasing goodness. Means of stopping evil means develop the sense of shame and repentance. That's how we stop our evil and prevent them from growing. One is to confirm to the falselessness of the essential nature of reality. And then we have the means of increasing the capacity of our goodness by diligently honor and pay homage to the triple jewels of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and praise, rejoice, and beseech the Buddha. That's how we increase our goodness. Then to have the mind of great compassion, we have the means of the great vow of universal salvation, to liberate all sentient beings down to the last one, no matter how long it might take, to help them to attain perfect nirvana. We really have this Bodhi mind. We just need to really believe in it and know our true nature. There's an old man with Alzheimer's disease. Every day at the same time, he would go sit in the front porch. All the kids would get off the school bus. Kids will come meet him and he would think he's meeting them for the first time. All the kids, they patiently talk to the old man as if they're meeting him for the first time. So all these amazing kids, they are like Buddhas. We all have the Buddha nature. So believe in our humanity, in who we really are. Now we have strong faith, and then we can take action by understanding and deeds, by practicing the 6 paramitas. In the essential nature of reality, we are free from covetousness, Therefore, we devote ourselves to giving. The first paramita, we want to give to the needy in terms of our money, in terms of the Dharma, and in terms of fearlessness. Anyone who's in hardship or fearful, we want to help them. No matter what you do, even when you're cooking, have the heart of giving. People who eat your food will feel your love and kindness. So always have the heart of giving, because we naturally don't have any greed or stinginess in our nature. Number 2 is to know that in our true nature, we are free from defilement. Therefore, we devote ourselves to precepts, holding precept, stopping evil, and increasing goodness. That's who we're supposed to be. So getting rid of our jealousy, deceit, flattery, and hatred is totally possible because we don't have them in the first place. Number 3 is to know in the essential nature of reality, we are free from anger. Therefore, we devote ourselves to endurance. We naturally have endurance in all kinds of situations. When there is gain or loss, honor or dishonor, praise or blame, suffering or joy, we naturally will stay calm and peaceful and patient. Number 4, we are free from indolence. Therefore, we devote ourselves to diligence. Do not be sluggish in doing goodness. Purge ourselves of cowardice. Be courageous and zealous. We want to pay homage to the Buddha, have a sincere heart of repentance, and beseech the Buddha for guidance and rejoice for other people's happiness. That way we will avoid various hindrances as our capacity for goodness increases. Number 5 is to know that in the suchness we are free from scattered mind. Therefore, we devote ourselves to concentration. Concentration means meditation, or we call it cessation. We want to stop all wandering thoughts. It's not that we first meditate on the object of senses in the external world and then negate them in our mind. It is only when our mind wanders off, then we bring it back to the correct thought. What is the correct thought? Is to know everything is mind only. It's emptiness. There is no external world of object as conceived. Even this mind is devoid of any real mark of its own, which would indicate its substantiality. Therefore, it is not substantially conceivable as such at any moment. That is the reality. That's how we transcend all thoughts. Number 5 is to know that in the essential nature of reality, we are free from ignorance. Therefore, we devote ourselves to wisdom. This wisdom is also called clear observation. We want to observe that all conditioned phenomena are unstationary and are subject to instantaneous transformation and destruction. All activities of the mind arise and extinguish from moment to moment. So there's no fixed substance. There's only creation of condition. So the past is like hazy as a dream, and the present is like a flash of lightning, and the future is like the cloud that rises up suddenly. So everything's impermanent and empty. And when we understand this, we feel great pity for all sentient beings that's going through suffering. We are suffering all kinds of misery of the body and mind, and at the present moment, we are going through incalculable pressures and constraint that's difficult to forsake, difficult to shake off. That's why we want to make great vows to be free from all discriminations and be able to practice all meritorious deeds and to apply limitless expedient means so to help all suffering sentient beings to attain the perfect nirvana. This is how we have real wisdom. By having faith and understanding in the suchness, then performing the 6 paramita is easy. 3 is the result. Aspiration for enlightenment through insight. We have 3 kinds of subtle modes of mind. One is the true mind, when we are free from all intellectual discriminations. Again, the true mind is free from discrimination, free from thoughts. That's when we are self-enlightened. Then we have the mind capable of applying expedient means to enlighten others. Now we can spontaneously help all sentient beings because now we are capable. Number 3 is the mind subject to the influence of karma operating in subconsciousness. We are still subject to karma when we still have any little bits of thinking in terms of helping sentient beings, so there's still movement in the subconsciousness. Until we reach perfect enlightenment, we will still have this subconsciousness. So this is how we become enlightened through our aspiration. Avaskosha Bodhisattva said, the main reason I wrote this treatise is to cause all men to free themselves from all sufferings and to gain final bliss of enlightenment. He just wants to help all of us to awaken so we don't have to suffer anymore. Lastly, I want to share with you his prayer in the beginning of the treatise. He says, may all sentient beings be made to discard their doubts, to cast aside all their evil attachments, and to give rise to the correct faith in the Mahayana, that the lineage of the Buddha may not be broken off. He just wants us to have no more doubts, have real faith in the suchness, in the Mahayana. That's how the lineage of Buddhahood can be carried on. So we all have the mission to carry on this lineage of Buddhahood just by knowing that we have the Buddha nature, the suchness, that is emptiness, that's who we really are. So that's the class for today. Thank you for listening. Amitabha.